Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jacob from channel JSL 2332. I'm going to be bringing you guys a kind of a look at the new iPad Pro 12.9 inch. While this is not a full review, I hadn't had the device that long. We're going to go ahead and show you a little bit about it. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for being here. One of the first things you're going to notice here is how instantly familiar this setup is. It looks just like any iPad that you've had in the past, between the mini and the 9.7 inch. Very familiar, just very blown up, much larger. So I jumped into IGN here. This is a very graphically intensive website. You've got a lot of ads on the side. You've got lots of busyness going on. And the iPad really shows you a lot of information. Because of the resolution here, you're able to see a lot of information. IGN's desktop site is probably not the best, but it does showcase how much information the iPad Pro can show. When we jump into Twitter here, you're going to notice one thing very quickly. This app is not really optimized for the 12.9 inch iPad Pro. You've got a lot of white space on either side. All the information is down the middle. Kind of looks like a blown up iPhone app, unfortunately. CNET, though, on the other hand, is the stark opposite of that. All your information fills up the screen. All the articles are arranged in these nice, pretty boxes with graphics, and everything looks really good, especially on this 12.9 inch screen. So one of the reasons that I even wanted to get this iPad Pro was to do some video content, to edit the video content, I should say, on the iPad. With this big, nice 12.9 inch screen, I thought it would be pretty cool to edit video with it. Now, what I'm going to show you here is just a little bit of how iMovie works with the iPad Pro. So we're jumping to iMovie here. You can see we've got our storyboard up top, and then you can hit play and you can actually go through that. It'll play whatever sound you got going, any music you've got going, and it'll show you the video as it is in its current state. Now, if you want to jump in and you want to scrub between that, you can. You can actually select clips with the Apple Pencil, which is one of the reasons I got the Apple Pencil. So you can select clips, you can click and drag to get a better spot. You can actually go in and you can split clips very easily. Then you can use your pen to pick the transitions and move on from there. I have a little bit of trouble here, but you can just click on it with your Apple Pencil and then pick your transition. Like I said, scrubbing is very easy with the Apple Pencil. Selecting things is very quick. That on the bottom is actually the music, so you can actually just click on it and change its volume with the Apple Pencil. Another thing you can do is you can go over here to the side, click on recently added, and it'll show you everything that you've got, all your recent video clips, and all you've got to do is click on it. You can hit play to preview it, and then there's that little drop arrow, and I'll drop it into wherever your cursor is currently at in the video. Then, like I said, you just click and drag to either shorten or lengthen that clip up to as long as the clip was. Then just jump in and click split. You split it in the middle. Anyway, so there's a lot of cool things to do. The Apple Pencil makes video editing on the iPad Pro pretty easy. One of the things that I didn't show you in the unboxing video for the Apple Pencil was exactly how to pair it. So the top where the eraser would be on a normal pencil just pops off, exposes a lightning connector. You just plug that into the lightning port on the iPad. It's going to ask you, do you want to pair it? And you just hit pair. It is deadly simple. And then from that point on, you can just use the Apple Pencil to flip back and forth between apps if you want to, through pages. So I'm going to do that there. And you can do a lot of other cool things, such as if you're an artist, you can draw, you can paint. There are a lot of really cool apps, such as Paper, which I'm going to pull up for you now. I am by no means an artist, but Paper is a really cool app that I used to use to take notes. You can see I've got some notes for QM214. That was business statistics back when I was still in school. I wish I had the Apple Pencil then. I was using just a regular stylus at that point, and the drag was really, really bad. That's something you don't get here. Is there's no drag whatsoever. As you can tell, I'm pretty much effortlessly writing this. It's super easy, no drag. anything like that at all. Now I've heard some people who are artistic complain that there is no drag, but for me that is not an issue here. As you can tell, when you lay the Apple Pencil on its side, you're able to erase or draw thicker lines than if you use the point. So it can tell what orientation you have it in, and you can do different things depending on that orientation. It is also pressure sensitive, as you can see here. Depending on how much pressure you're putting on, the brush strokes will change. As you can tell here, the iPad Pro is also very thin. It's just as thin as any iPad has been in the past. Here on the side, once I flip it over, you're going to see the smart connector. That allows things to be connected to it, such as not Bluetooth keyboards, I should say, just smart connector keyboards. The smart connection actually totally negates the need for any kind of Bluetooth connection, which is nice because then you're not having to charge any keyboard accessories, which in the past with iPads, that was something that was hard for me, was to remember to actually charge the keyboard. I'd lose cables, I'd get to school, and the keyboard would be dead. That was always super frustrating. To really show you the scale and how just massive this iPad is, I'm going to drop in a Surface Pro 3 here. This is my girlfriend's Surface Pro 3 that she uses for school. The Surface Pro is a full laptop, and you can tell this iPad Pro is just as big as the Surface Pro. It's actually slightly larger. You flip it over, you see the build quality on them is very similar. You've got the glass front, you've got the aluminum back, but as you can tell here, you see that line down the middle of the surface. That is where the kickstand lives, which the iPad does not have. Probably one of my most favorite things about the Surface Pro 3 is that kickstand. I don't demonstrate this here, but it does have multiple angles. You can go all the way from this upright position, I've got it in now, all the way into an almost flat position if you're going to do any kind of drawing or anything like that. It is a very strong kickstand. Another difference is this Surface Pro has vents all the way around it, whereas the iPad is a completely closed enclosure, no fans whatsoever. That's a brief overview of the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Look out for a full review here in the next couple of weeks once I've been able to put this iPad through its paces. Thank you for being here. See you in the next video.